still be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right. Don't have to be scary.
Hello and welcome to the new and improved Beginner Pilates series for 2023. My name is Margaret. I'm a certified Pilates instructor and I will be moving you through this series. In today's class, we're going to be talking a lot about neck and head positioning as we move throughout a class. Again, we will be using a hand towel. So if you have a towel that you can, readily grab it. I have my favorite kitchen towel with my dogs in Halloween costumes. It's amazing and I love it. We'll be using this a little bit as a prop for some feedback and so that we can really develop our mind, body, and mind muscle connection. If you don't have a towel, don't worry about it. You'll be perfectly okay. But if you do have one, go ahead and grab it. And we will start off by coming into our seated position. I'm going cross-legged. You can sit with your legs out in front of you. You can sit in a long butterfly, whatever you feel like is comfortable for you. Take your hands so they come to the tops of your legs. Roll the shoulders so they go down away from your ears. And then we'll inhale through the nose, filling the body up with air, expanding through the rib cage from side to side and front to back. Exhale out. You can let all of that air go. Good. Inhale through your nose. And then exhale out through your mouth. Let it go. For 2, inhale. And exhale, let it go. One more, inhale. And exhale out, let it go. Good. With your last exhale, we're taking our towel with us. You'll bring your legs so they go out in front of you. Now you have a couple of options right here. If you can get your legs all the way out to straight and that feels comfortable for you, I want you to go right here. If you need your knees to be bent, knees can be bent, and that is perfectly okay. You can have your feet flat on the mat. This is really going to come down to personal preference. So you choose what is going to work best for you. Don't feel pressure to do exactly what I'm doing, okay? I want you to empower you to make the right decisions for you. So I'm going to go legs out in front of me, soft bend at my knees just so that I'm not locking out my joint. Flex your feet. Take that towel, bring it into your hands. We think about twisting the towel and then pulling it apart. And see what happens when I pull that towel apart. See how my shoulder blades just kind of lock into place. I can feel a couple different things going on for me when I pull it apart. It forces my belly button to draw in, forces my abs to pull together. So I feel a little bit of core engagement right there without having to do anything else. Okay. We did a little bit of spine stretch forward when we talked about shoulder placement and shoulder mobility, and we are going to do that again. On your inhale, I want you to sit up tall. On your exhale, you're going to nod your chin to your chest like you're saying no, or like you're falling asleep in the middle of a really boring class. Point the crown of your head forward, and then you're going to continue that round forward through the shoulders, pushing the towel forward on the same line. So you're not reaching toward your toes. You're pushing forward, rounding the spine, pointing the crown of the head forward. You should be able to look down and see the center of your thighs. Inhale. And then exhale, you'll rebuild the spine inch by inch, piece by piece, shoulders on top of your hips. The crown of your head will lift up and you relax the shoulders down into place. Excuse me, we'll keep moving like that. Inhale, sit up tall. Sometimes you swallow and your spit goes down your airway. Tuck chin to chest, round forward through the shoulders. Reach the crown of the head forward. Reach, 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 reach. Inhale. Exhale, come all the way back up. So in this particular position, the crown of our head, which is the top of your head right here, is leading the movement. You're tucking your chin to your chest. You're rounding forward. Your upper back is rounding forward. And when I say your upper back, I mean your spine is rounding forward. And you can think of your head and your neck as an extension of your spine because it is. So if our upper back is rounding, our whole spine is going to round. Our neck is going to follow that same position, create that same shape, and our head is going to follow that same shape. Good. We'll do one more right here just for good measure, just so that we can practice. Inhale at the top. Exhale, nodding chin to chest, rounding forward through the shoulders, gliding the arms forward, continuing to think about pulling that towel apart. Inhale. Exhale, you come all the way back up. Good. Now, once you come up to seated, take a second, lower your arms down. If you were confused by me saying tuck chin to chest, I'm going to show you right here what I mean. To tuck your chin to your chest, you're just going to really slowly drop your head, bring your chin a little closer to your chest. So that's what I mean when I say tuck chin to chest. It doesn't always have to be this big of a movement, but we're really rounding that upper part of our spine. That's called our cervical spine, the top half of our spine, or not half, the top part of our spine that connects into our skull. And then inhale, you bring your head back up. Okay, so your head follows the same shapes that we create with our spine in any other exercise. Do one more like that just to really drive it home. Tuck chin to chest. And then come right back up. Good. This next one, we'll keep the legs in front of us. You can have knees bent, feet flat, whatever works for you. Keep that towel in your hands. This time we're bringing the towel so it goes behind the head. And if you need to bring your hands in a little bit closer to make that feel comfortable, do that. I don't want you to be pulling on your head. We're not pulling on the head, but the towel is behind the head to support it. You're reaching your elbows out towards the sides of the room. Now we think about moving the entire top half of our body as one piece. I want you to inhale as you rotate over towards the left. And then exhale, you're going to come right back through center. Inhale as you rotate over towards the right. And then exhale, come back through center. Now that might be a really small movement, and that's okay. I've got the towel in this position just to remind us that our head is moving with the rest of our body. Good. The towel also creates a little bit more length. Typically in an exercise like this, we'd go hands all the way behind the head, elbows out, but you know, for some of us, if we're working on shoulder mobility or if we're just kind of, you know, we need a little bit more room, the towel is a good extension of the arms. Let's do one more each way. And do you see how my head just follows that same shape that the rest of my spine is making? Good. Bring it all the way back through center. You can lift your arms up and then lower the towel and the arms down. Take a little shake through the shoulders. Now we're going to bend the knees. You'll bring your hips forward a little bit. Can you reach the towel out in front of you and then curve your spine? Let your head follow that same curve, looking towards the center of your thighs. You'll roll all the way down to your mat. Okay, good. From right here, feet are about hips distance apart. You'll press down into your heels. We're going to find our neutral spine, so you can tilt your hips a little bit towards you so you can feel that bony part at the front of your hip and the bottom of your rib cage. Those 2 points are in line. We're drawing the belly button backwards towards our spine, trying to contract our abs. Or if you want to know the technical term, it's rectus abdominis, or six-pack abs, how people commonly refer to it. Okay, we're going to take our towel. Again, you're going to bring it behind your head, and you can move your hands in a little bit closer on that towel just so that you've got some support. Hands are on the towel, and I know our first instinct is to kind of push our elbows up towards the ceiling and pull on that towel to lift our head. What I want you to do is open your elbows out towards the sides of your room. So creating space from elbow to elbow, from shoulder to shoulder, creating space through the front of the chest. On your inhale, I want you to prepare. On your exhale, our hands and our towel are supporting our head. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest. So like what we did in seated, tuck chin to chest. So you start to lift your head. The towel is supporting us. You're curling up through head, neck, and shoulders, looking straight forward towards the center of your thighs. And then inhale, you'll lower all the way back down. So we are not pulling on our head to lift up. The towel is just supporting our head. It's helping us to just figure out what this movement feels like. Good. Let's do 2 more like that. We exhale. And then inhale, lower. One more, we'll exhale. And then inhale, lower. Good. With that last one, you can release the towel for a second. I'm going to show you an example of what that exercise looks like without the towel. Typically, you go hands behind your head. You can interlace the fingers together, open the elbows out. Now, again, you're pressing your head into your hands into your head, not pulling on the neck. You're going to exhale, curl up, tucking chin to chest. Think about initiating right there. And then everything else lifts up. You're looking straight forward towards the center of your thighs. Your chin is parallel to your mat. And then you lower back down. If you want to try a couple like that, let's do 2. Exhale, curl chin to chest, peel up through head, neck, and shoulders, looking forward towards the center of your thighs. And then inhale, lower down. So we get a lot more upper abs in an exercise like this. Exhale. And then inhale, lower. Good. With that last one, you can bring your head all the way down. Take your towel, you'll fold it in half one time, and then fold it in half again. So we can create a little bit of a pillow. You'll put that little pillow right behind your head. So you've got a little bit of support right there. That's kind of nice. It can be kind of nice actually to have a little bit of support when we do these next couple of exercises. So we worked on something similar to this in our video yesterday, just lifting one leg and then the other. I want you to take your hands down by your sides, roll the shoulders down and back so you can feel the backs of the shoulders, the triceps, and the hands pressing into the mat. Are you in your neutral spine? If the answer is no, can you tilt the hips a little bit towards you? Press into your left heel, lift the right knee so it comes above the hip. And then lower that right leg down. Same exact thing on the left side. Press into the right heel, lift the left knee above the hip. And then lower it down for 3 more on each side. We lift up through that right leg. And then we lower. We'll lift up through the left leg. And then we'll lower. Good. As you exhale and lift, what do you feel going on? Are you breathing is the first question I've got to ask. As you're breathing, do you feel your abs contracting? Last one, right leg lifts. And then left leg lifts. Good. Left foot lowers all the way down. Again, we're going to roll onto our side. So you can come onto your left side, just like we did in yesterday's video. But from there, you're going to press yourself up and we'll set up onto our forearm, just so I can show you head and neck positioning in a position like this. Your hips are stacked, your knees are bent, your feet are flexed as well. Left forearm is down. Take your right hand, physically pull your left side away from your mat. That will force your shoulder a little bit away from your elbow, but it will really help us to engage into our left side obliques. Now in this position, think about where your spine is. What line is your spine creating in your body? It's a diagonal line. Your tailbone is right here. Your spine is going up. So our head is going to follow that same line, right? Our head and our neck are an extension of our spine. So we've got our head kind of on that tilt. For a lot of people, that's not comfortable. So if you start to feel a lot of pressure at the side of your neck, in a position like this, you can look down towards your left forearm. Now from right here, we're going to take the right arm, reach it out by your hip. And if you need to look up at me for this one, you're going to look up at me, reach it out. We'll make a big circle through that right arm, reaching forward towards that top left corner of the mat, circling up and around. And you can keep looking down to that left forearm. Let's do 3 circles. For 2. One more. Good. Right hand can come down. We'll press up off of the left forearm and we'll practice that same thing on the other side. Taking the legs over towards your left. You'll go right hip down, Right forearm goes down. We've got the knees bent, hips stacked, knees stacked, feet flexed. Left hand is going to lift our right side away from the mat so the shoulder pulls a little bit away from the elbow. You're actively pressing your hand down into the mat. And remember, our head and neck are on that same diagonal line that our spine is creating. But if that feels like too much right here through the side of your neck, you drop your gaze towards your right forearm. So you're not dropping your head, you're just rotating your head so that you're looking down towards your forearm. Left hand reaches out, we make 4 big circles, reaching left fingertips towards that top right corner of your mat, and then opening up and around. For 3, reach and lift. For 2, and 1 more. Good. Now with that last one, we'll press off of our right side. One more head and neck positioning that I want to show you is in a tabletop position, or it'll be the same in a plank. We won't worry about a plank today, but we're going to come up and we'll use our towel as a little bit of support. So you can unfold it so it's in its longest form, take it to your mat, and then we're going to use it as a little bit of cushion. So your hands are going to come to your towel, fingertips can go off, hands about shoulder distance apart, knees about hips distance apart. You can untuck your toes. From there, press the space between your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. So we think about pressing up and away from the mat. Now here, your spine is creating a line from your tailbone all the way out the crown of your head. Oftentimes when we get into a position like this, we like to really drop our head and look back towards our legs. If you get into a position like this and all you're looking at is your legs, we're putting a lot of pressure at the back of our neck. Our head is kind of heavy, right? We don't really think about it, but it is kind of heavy. So we want to try and lift our head because, again, the neck and the head are what? An extension of the spine. So we're following that same line. We're looking forward, but a little bit down, okay? From here, I want you to take your right leg. You're going to extend the right leg out and then pull it back in, and you'll do that 3 more times. You'll feel probably right away that you have to shift a little bit more pressure into the right hand. In a perfect world, we have even pressure through right and left hand and that left knee. This should be 1 more. I believe we did about 4. And then right knee pulls in. You'll do that same thing on the left. So you'll feel you shift a little bit over into that right knee. Left leg is going to extend back. We're still looking down, but a little bit forward. Crown of the head is pointed forward. For 2. And then 1 more. Good. Left knee can come down. Walk your knees out a little bit wider and then take your hands so that your hands walk back towards your knees. You'll come up into a seated position, okay? Once you get into seated, you take a big roll of the shoulders. Take a second. We'll do our extension and flexion from right here. So yesterday we did our seated cat-cow. That's what I would call that. Today we're going to take the arms so they come up into a goal post position, and I'll turn towards you so you can see what that looks like. Elbows are bent at 90 degrees. Fingertips are pointed up. Our spine is in a straight position. Crown of the head is reaching up. You're looking forward towards me. On your inhale, you're going to pull the arms together and round your spine. And remember, your head follows that same curve. On your exhale, you open the arms. You're going to press the arms back a little bit. Press the chest forward. You can look up towards where your wall meets the ceiling. Inhale, we'll close the arms, and I'll show you from the side. So we're rounding the spine, and then we're opening back up. For 2, inhale. And exhale. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Good. And then everything can come down. You can take a seat. From right there, you're all finished with me and this class for today. Hopefully you found that helpful. Hopefully you have a better grasp now on where your head and your neck should be aligned in pretty much any exercise. Remember, you're awesome. You can do anything you put your mind to, and I will see you back here for tomorrow's class.
Follow the light, you're able to be happy.